Joysticks, the movie that everybody's been waiting on me to review. And to be honest with you, I can understand why, because I've been waiting on this one too to review. Haven't been able to really contain myself since I got it, so I was so excited to watch it. Now, before we get started, this is going to be on Echo Cero's 80s week. And now, if you've not subscribed to Echo Cero, he is trying to get to 500 connections. Let's give him a sub. Let's participate in the week. Let's have a good time. Let's talk about joysticks. And I'm not talking that joystick. Directed by Grayson Clark, who also directed some horror films, like Without Warning. Starring Corinne Bauer as well, who was also in several films. She was in the Police Academy films. She was also in Revenge of the Nerds. Booger's Wedding. She was his fiancée. This movie gets a 4.5 on IMDb. It's approximately an hour and 28 minutes. It came out in 1983. If you're looking to see what the insides look out, I did a review overall over this. I'll put the link to that in the description as well. We follow a arcade joint here, and a gentleman named Eugene who gets hired at this arcade. He's kind of a geek, and if you are familiar with Zaranizarak on YouTube, he looks literally just like a spitting image of Zaranizarak, one of my favorite YouTube channels out there. Basically what's happening is there's a very basic premise of the film. This is a very raunchy film, lots of TNA. No Brillo pad, but lots of boobage. You have this group of kids, obviously they're partying all the time at this arcade. And this one girl, played by Corinne Bauer, her name is Patsy, I believe, and she is, her father's not very happy with the arcade that she goes to. She's spending all of her time there. Her dad's kind of a well-to-do rich man. He wants to shut it down. And he has a lot of influence from the city, so he wants to shut the arcade down as well. Now, there is this guy there named Dorcas, who is kind of like a goofball that works on the arcade machines. He's obsessed. There's a lead character there named Jefferson, who runs the joint because his I believe it's his grandfather owns the arcade. And basically what they've got to do now is keep the arcade open and find all types of ways to do that. And I'm just going to leave it there. Now, overall, this has all the 80s you'd want in it. During this time frame in the 80s, TNA was a PG-13 rating, so you get a lot in this film. Now, all the 80s nostalgia is there. All the major classic arcade games are there. In between scenes, you get a Pac-Man scroll that scrolls through each individual scene. You see like the little chomps go through or whatever, like Pac-Man, which is pretty cool. Plenty of 80s nostalgia. You get the 80s talk, the 80s feel, the 80s cars, the whole 9 yards. It's great. The only thing is the movie was lacking in writing. It's okay to have raunchiness and toilet humor, I think, to a certain degree. But when it's overbearing in a film, it just takes over the movie. And that's what happens with this one. It is a comedy, I get it. But I kind of wanted more from this movie. I wanted it to be something where there was an actual story, plus those additional funny parts, and we didn't get it with this one. Which is disappointing, but it didn't take me out of the movie too much. But it did take me out of it some. So for this, we're going to give this movie a 3 out of 5 on the Boglin scale. I still recommend it as a one-time watch if you've never seen it. If you have seen it, let me know your thoughts on joysticks, and I'll catch up with you guys later. Thanks for watching. Please connect and subscribe to everybody doing this, and connect to Echo Cero, our good buddy, and a member of the Midnight Hour.